Do you get the jitters when you have a sales call or a discovery call or a sales pitch with a fantastic potential client? I know lots of people get really panicked at this point because none of us want to be salesy or pushy or to come across as aggressive or sleazy or any of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we do our best, we present ourselves in the best way, and we give ourselves the best possible chance of bringing in a fabulous new client. So today I am going to share with you a very whistle-stop tour. I am going to take you about 1,000,000 miles an hour through how you can structure that kind of call so that you can start to feel comfortable, natural, professional, prepared, well organised, and actually take these things in your stride, maybe even enjoy them rather than endure them. So, first things first, you do not need fancy pitches. You do not need a hard sell at all. What you're actually doing is helping someone make an informed decision to buy from you. So firstly, yes, you need to introduce yourself, but you don't need a fancy presentation. You're talking 60 to 90 seconds, very rough outline of your background, key snippets that are really relevant to that particular person or why you're fabulous, but keep it really brief. The crucial thing to bear in mind is that a discovery call or a sales call is actually all about the customer. It's really not about you. It's about them getting to know you, developing trust in you, getting the feel that you can genuinely help them and building enough trust to be ready to buy from you. And the perfect way to make the conversation all about them and help you not have to do some kind of fancy pitch is to ask great questions, because questions means that the customer is doing all the talking. You're not pitching, they're talking. And customers love to talk about their business. They love to know that somebody's genuinely interested. And it's actually a brilliant way to build trust and build connection. And the perfect thing about it is that if you do a little bit of work about what those questions should be, those questions are going to be very similar for every single one of those calls. So you only need to do that prep once. And then what you start to create is some consistency across the calls, and consistency helps you to feel really, really comfortable. So ask great questions, get the customer talking, show some real interest. One thing to do while the customer is talking is, rather than you having to tell them why you can help them and give them your credibility and give them your stats and things like that, if you can actually weave into the conversation mentions about other clients that you've helped. So when they give you an answer, if you can naturally weave in, do you know, you sound just like a chemical manufacturing company at Altrincham that I used to work with. And when they started working with me, they were in this position. And by the time they finished, they were in this position. Then you're really demonstrating your credibility, but it's a natural part of the conversation and it's really reassuring to the customer rather than it coming across as a sales pitch. Now, here's a few of the crucial things that you really must do. You must have a way, a little routine to make sure that you bring the conversation around how you can help somebody. So you're going to talk to them about your packages, your services, your products and your prices. You must do that bit because they can't make an informed decision to buy from you otherwise. So don't leave that bit open-ended, and wherever possible, talk about price and package on the call rather than in a proposal later, because you've got them interested right there on that call. So harness that at that moment. I would always suggest that you give them a specific recommendation. So even if you say to them, I've got these 3 packages, they're looking to you to be the expert. And one of the best ways to show you're the expert is to say, I think my middle package is the one that's absolutely right for you, and here's why I think that. And they've told you why it's right because you've asked them all these brilliant questions. So do make a recommendation, otherwise you risk the customer not being certain which is the right package and then creating indecision. So be confident about your price and your package. Do make sure you ask them if they want to go ahead. That doesn't have to be dead pushy, but it's much better for both of you to have that conversation on that call rather than leave it open-ended and uncertain, because we all know where that goes. And the final thing is, If the customer is not ready or not able to make a decision during that call, make sure you agree a follow-up with them during that call. So don't just leave it open-ended, because if you do, you get into that, when should I follow up? How should I follow up? Should I really follow up? Is it too soon to follow up? Is it too late to follow up? And then God knows what happens after that. So just agree with them. How much time do they want to think about it? How about I give you a call next Thursday to catch up and see where you're at? It's not pushy, it's comfortable, it's relaxed, but you're actually just taking control of the situation. You're being very professional. You're showing the customer that you're well organised. And all the way through that, all you've done is you've shown the customer that you're really interested in them, you absolutely understand them, you know how you can help them, and you're absolutely ace. So hopefully that's given you some real clarity. I know there's still quite a bit of work to do to fill in all the, to join all those dots together, but that should give you a bit of a framework so that if you are really nervous about these situations, then you can actually go away, spend a little bit of time thinking about that framework. You can flesh that out so you've got a consistent model to use every time. If you still think the whole sales side of things flummoxes you, then get back in touch with me, because I will offer you, I can do a one-off strategy session, or we can book a course of coaching sessions to really help you flesh out that model for you and get absolute clarity and confidence about the sales side of your business, so you can make loads more money, gain loads more customers, and actually help loads more people as well. Happy days.